Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Threezero figure. And it is from Titanfall, and it is Ogre. And here's the box. It's a massive, massive box. And as far as the scale of this box, here you can see I have a 1/6 scale Stormtrooper and a 1/12 scale Bruce Wayne figure. And that's how big the box is compared to those two. Alright, so on the front of the box you see a picture of the Ogre. And then on the side here you see a picture of the Green Ogre. And then on the back here you see a picture of the pilot. And then on the side you get the logo for Titanfall, I guess. The Ogre. So let's take a look at the figure and the accessories. And once you open the box, you see all the accessories will be housed on top. Mine, it's not an the website exclusive, so I didn't get the other weapon. But otherwise, everything would be housed here. And then inside, in the middle section, there's the mech will be housed in there. Alright, so we have the Ogre outside the packaging, and the pilot and his weapon, and an extra pair of hands, relaxed hands for the pilot. So let's start off with the little pilot first, and this is a 1/12 scale pilot, so he's about 6 inches in height. And there's the front of him, and there's the weapon. Let's get a good look at that. There. And here's a side view of the pilot, the back side, and the other side. So let's get a good look at this pilot here. Now he is wearing a cloth undersuit with a lot of straps on and a scarf. Now this is by far the highest detailing 1/12 scale figure I own in my collection. And this figure is fully articulated, so he has ball jointed head, and even though it's kind of hidden, all the joints are hidden underneath the suit, you kind of tell it should have a ball jointed shoulders, and then hinge joint elbows, and I think there's a bicep rotation as well, and then waist, there's a ball joint most likely, and then the hips are also most likely on a ball joint, and then most likely double jointed knees, and I think nothing around the ankles, but which is fine, because this thing is supposed to go into the Ogre, and yeah, this thing is crazy looking. Look at how much stuff is going on with this armor here. On the back is all the weathering, and he has panels, shoulder pads and elbow pads and everything. They didn't skim on any of the detailing. And then here's a pistol side. I think it is removable as well. And look at all these straps and those boots. Really good looking. So you can see these pouches also has labels on them. They're printed on, and the weathering. Oh, you can see he even has a little watch on him too. Wow, crazy good. And here's a good look at the weapon. Look at how good this thing is. Spectacular paint job, I must say. And here's him in a running pose, getting ready to attack someone. And correction, the pistol is not removable from the holster, which is still fine with me. He is just so amazing looking that he doesn't even need that pistol. It's definitely not necessary. And before I go into the mech, let's take a look at the weapon and see all the detailing on this thing. It's a massive weapon too, and it has removable magazine pouch. These are actually on a hinge, and these clamps here. So this piece is removable. The magazine is removable along with the ammos. And down here there are 2 hinges, and then also right there 2 hinges, and then there's the piece removed. And here there's markings on here too. 40mm cartridges. Really cool. Same on this side. And let's take a look at the weapon. It does look like it's made out of metal from the paint job. Did an awesome job with this. Really nice looking. And on this side, really like this. It says avoid shelf ejection. Stand back. How much? 20 meters. Caution. And there's a little caution label down here. It's awesome. DL6902. Really cool looking weapon. And finally, here's the ogre with the pilot standing next to him. You can see he is massive. I believe he's about 20 inches in height. Let me measure it. And here's my trusty ruler. The figure is about 6 inches in height. And then the mech, it's almost, almost 20 inches. If you're counting the rockets, he's a little over 20 inches. But yeah, oh, there he is. This massive, massive looking robot. A lot of great detailing. Here's the side view. And here's the back side. See, exhaust pipes, and then the vent. It's all blackened. And there are boosters. These are articulated boosters, and these 2 things you could actually rotate them, which I'll rotate them back to the right position later. And then there are some boosters down here as well, and then lots of pistons. Just look at those feet. It is on a ball joint, and then it has 4 pistons. They all move too. They're all on ball joints, attaching it from the leg to the feet. Same with this side over here. Oh, and then here there's a little hinge joint down here as well to flatten the feet up. Well, this little piece support or something. And then there are some cloth pouches over here. Really awesome looking. And then same as the front. There are a couple of pouches here. And then here, over here, there are 2 ammo pouches, I believe. And there's some over on this side as well. Those are the rockets up here. These are articulated as well, individually too. And here you can see the there's openings, and then the rockets are removable, and then there are hinges on here, and then they could also swivel up and down, which is nice. So you could aim at whichever direction you want. Really cool looking. And then here on the front here, there's this little ball joint here, and it has light up feature, and it can rotate as well. And then there's the canopy for the pilot to go in. And once you flip up the canopy, and here's the seat inside for the pilot. And there's also detailing inside as well. Not as much as the outside, but still really cool looking. I don't see any joysticks or controls for him to pilot this thing, but still, I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it anyway, so I don't know how this thing's supposed to work because I don't have the game. But I just love the design of this mech here. And shoulder pads. These are not movable shoulder pads, but shoulders are on ratcheting joints, really hard ratchet joints too. You feel like you're gonna break them, but it's very, very hard. It swivels out, so it'll give you a full range of motion, and these panels can lift up. Here I flipped up this panel, same with the one back here. And this piece over the bicep section is actually a rubberized piece, which is nice because it gives you room to for rotation for the arm, the elbow joint mainly. So here you can see he could bend his elbow almost about 90 degrees, and then this piece it's rubberized, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. And let me see if I can get him to ratchet out. And you can definitely hear it. There's a ratcheting joint around the elbows, and then there's a swivel joint around the bicep as well too. If I could rotate them, you kind of see it rotation right up there. Yeah, that's yeah. You could go all the way, but it's just so stiff right now. And the wrist is on a ball joint, so you can rotate them every which way you want. And then fingers are articulated. Here's a good look at the hand. And he only has 4 fingers. And then there's this, oh, and then let's see, around the waist. Alright, it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but here's the back side of him, showing you guys the waist. And here you can see he could rotate, he could rock back and forth and swivel. So it's definitely on a ball joint, and these pistons will move with him, which is nice. And yeah, this panel actually flips up and down to cover up the waist section. And then there are these butt plates. Well, not really butt plates, but kind of covering the hips right there, so it doesn't impede with the articulation of the legs. And the hips are on the ball hinge joint, so and it's also ratcheting, so turn it every which way you want. He's gonna be pretty stable. And then as far as the knees, there are 2 joints. One is right here. This one's a joint, and then down here there's also a joint as well. And then the ankles, and these are both ratcheting joints. And the ankles, like I mentioned before, on a ball joint. Clearly see it, and then the pistons move with them. And yeah, and that's it. All the articulation points. Quite an amazing piece, I have to say. And if you want to put the pilot inside the mech, the instruction tells you to remove this piece, which is only it only pegs into this to the belt, and you can remove this piece. And once you remove that piece, you'll see there's a belt buckle right there. You could detach this and then remove the belt. In the instruction, it tells you to do all that for you to put the pilot inside, but you could leave everything attached to him and still be able to put the pilot inside. And here I got the belt out and situated him completely inside the cockpit. It fits in there nicely too. Look at that. Perfectly situated inside this cockpit here. And let me close the canopy and turn the lights on. Alright, and here's the battery compartment cover, and right here's the battery compartment, and it takes two AAA batteries, which is nice instead of those little tiny calculator batteries. But so yeah, it takes two AAA instead, which is awesome. And then here's the button right here, the 010. That whole thing is actually a button. You just need to press down, and you will see lights. And when you press this once, you'll see red light, and then if you press it again, then you'll see blue. And there's only one light back here. But over on the front side, here you can see these three lights. Hold it up, and then on the front, it also has 5 more lights, 2 over here, 2 over there, and then a strip of lights down here on his chest there. And I got him holding his weapon. Awesome. And he could definitely hold his weapon with 2 hands. It takes a little bit of maneuvering, but it is possible for him to hold the weapons with 2 hands. This forearm guard here is what keeping him from carrying this weapon straight on. Well, at least straight upright. Here you can see the butt of this weapon is actually touching up against this arm guard right here, this forearm guard. That's why that's what keeping him from holding his weapon straight on, and instead now it has to be tilted a little bit for him to be able to hold it with 2 hands. But he is very much capable of holding this with 2 hands. And another thing I had to do was tug his thumb inward a little bit. Basically tugged it inside so it doesn't block it, so he could have all his other fingers holding the bottom of this barrel here. So here's a good shot of him holding to the weapon with 2 hands, which is awesome. And he is standing perfectly to hold his own without any support whatsoever. And here's the front view of him holding on to the weapon. Really cool. And here's the back view. So let's get a closer look at the mech before I end this video. And I'm just showing you guys all the weathering they did to this mech here. And oh yeah, then these 2 antennas, they're made out of softer plastic. And you need to attach these 2 pieces onto him. There's the back side, and then there's some words here. Some characters as well. Look at that weathering. Really, really good. It's just as good as 3A. This is by Threezero, and there's the ratcheting shoulders. Really impressive piece here. And this is going to set you back same as the Transformers, about $430. The price is somewhat high, but for what you're getting, I think it's fine. Because this is a massive looking robot, and it comes with a very, very intricate 1/12 scale figure to go with this mech here. And it does have light up features, which is awesome, and fully articulated. Feel very solid. At times you might have to balance him out a little bit just so he can stand perfectly still, but overall he is a massive looking robot, and he is very sturdy in my opinion. And here I got them 2 together. We have the Threezero Ogre with Starscream from 3A, and as you can see, this thing towers over Starscream. But even though they aren't in scale with each other, but still, these are two massive robots that I've purchased recently, and this ogre here, it's massive, really, really impressive. And also here's a little detailed look at the front part of the mech. A lot of labels on him, some caution notes and all that stuff. And there's that circular dome. It's fully articulated. It can rotate good range. So the rest of him. Moving on to the weapon. The weapon looks incredible. And down here, some pouches. IMC. Some more pouches on the side here. Those legs. Those massive legs. And the feet. They could add a little more weathering to the feet, I guess. But you could easily do that yourself, which I might do. Just to weather them up a little bit more around the feet section. But overall, this is an incredible piece from Threezero. Yeah. So there you have it. There's the ogre from Threezero from the game Titanfall. Thanks for watching.